We have had some technical problems.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to StreamGeeks Live.
Happy Monday. We hope you're ready to have a great week.
Today, we are going over my new book release.
Yay!
Helping your church live stream. It's now available on Amazon for Kindle, paperback, and hopefully in the next few days, Audible as well.
Excellent. Congratulations, Paul. We have our very own esteemed author around here now.
I'm so excited. This is my second book. You might have picked up my first book, Live Streaming and Smart Marketing. Now we are really dedicating ourselves to what it's like to be in a church and trying to live stream. And I've learned so much by writing this book, and I hope to share all of that with you guys.
We have a very special offer coming with this book for this week only. Not only that, 3 days only. Stay tuned the rest of the show to get some details on that.
Yes, and we have a new intern. Say hi to Melissa. She's going to join us on the podcast, and we're really excited to have her. You may already notice an improvement to our audio. If you do, comment and let her know. We have fixed the syncing of our audio just by 100 milliseconds. Got a new tool to help you guys do that, by the way. We have improved the EQ, touched up our VST3 plugin, so our audio should sound significantly better today.
Make sure you actually comment hi to her in the chat because she is watching behind the scenes, and we want to make sure that she feels loved and welcomed. Moving on to our next bit here, we have an updated course for House of Worship streaming. Perfect addition to the book that we have. It is free, correct, for our viewers?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's free for our viewers on Udemy. So go ahead and check out our House of Worship Udemy course now after the show.
Yes, so that course is now completely updated to follow along with the book. So it starts with some personal stories from me about my wife and how I'm helping her hometown church in Missouri start live streaming. And then it just digs in from one step to the next about accepting digital donations. And we're going to kind of look at the book and tour it a little bit. One of the things I learned, I don't know where you found this picture, Tess, but one of the things I learned is that a lot of churches...
I thought you'd appreciate that.
It is funny. I do like it. You pulled that one out of the vault.
I did.
That's when we were doing vertical streaming with OBS. OBS is such a great tool. And I learned that so many of the churches we talk to are using OBS. And what I decided to do is we're going to be updating our course on OBS and offering it for free to you guys. And we have some really great tools. One of the number one issues with those folks who are using OBS is getting a proper audio sync with their video. But we're going to go way beyond that, look at all the details of how to set up OBS for live streaming in the church. And I think that course accompanied with this book and the course on streaming in general are really going to pair nicely together. So without further ado, I'd like to go through the book a little bit with you guys. So this is the book. I'm going to kind of just give you a little peek. As you guys can see here, it is in black and white. And the reason why we did that is because now the book can be sold for only $9.99.
Yeah, we wanted to make it as affordable as possible to get it into everybody's hands, especially those of you that do want that hard copy. So you should be able to get that at a great price.
Now, the special announcement is that on Kindle, for the Kindle version, today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, you can get it for free. So the Kindle version is great. You don't have to have a Kindle to get the Kindle version.
Really? I didn't know that.
There's
That's
a Kindle app for iOS and Android. So you can literally go ahead right on to get your Amazon account with that Kindle. You'll have it forever, and you can read it right on your iPhone, your Android. And I just thought that would be the best way to get this book to the most people is leverage Amazon's Kindle platform. So it's completely free. I hope you guys get a chance, and there will be other chances to have free promos, as Amazon calls them. But right now, you can get it for free on Amazon. So let's take a look at the book, and this isn't going to take a whole lot of time. We're just going to quickly...
This isn't going to take a whole lot of fun.
This isn't going to steal all your fun, just a little bit of it. But we want to get to the podcast because Melissa has made some great improvements there. But let's just take a look at the book. So first of all, it starts by a little personal story about how we've been working with so many churches, and I know that it's really, you guys can't see, that's so blown out because there's so many lights in here, but a lot of testimonials from churches about what they're doing. And then it gets right into an interview with Seth Haberman, the digital pastor. And Mike, I think we can show the book from the ceiling camera here. So there's Seth Haberman, one of my really good friends, and he helps us kind of talk about why so many churches are live streaming and some of the fears that churches have. Sometimes churches have a fear that maybe people won't come into church because of the live stream. I
get it.
So, and that was a fear maybe 3 or 4 years ago, but today it's just so common that everyone has found that it really does help. So we go from there, and then we start talking about digital donations. And I really think having a digital donation, yes, Chad, the book will be on the giveaway wheel.
Absolutely.
So we will ship you a paperback copy if you win.
Signed by the author.
Signed as well. So we talk about digital donations, and I really think that getting digital donations, not just through something like PushPay or Tithe.ly, but also directly through Facebook and YouTube. I believe it's the #1 way churches can increase first-time giving. So people online, people that are watching on Facebook or YouTube are likely, in fact, Tess, do you want to tell the story about when we were live streaming the fashion show and what happened?
Yeah. We were really kind of shocked at how this all panned out, but we were live streaming a fashion show to Facebook and YouTube. And on Facebook, we had tagged the nonprofit that we were raising money for, that the fashion show was raising money for. And when I went ahead and tagged that, I'd never seen this before, I was prompted to offer a donation button within the live stream. So I was like, heck yes, it only took me just saying approve, yes. And then we were able to have a donate here button right within the stream. We raised almost $100, right around $100 just because of that. So that was really an amazing addition that, all we had to do was just include it.
I know. And think about that. We were just randomly decided to add a donation button and we raised $100. Imagine if your church really used it the right way and had a strategy behind it, how much yearly you'd be able to generate and how many new people would become contributors to your organization. So that was that we talk about how to collect donations on Facebook, how to collect donations on YouTube.
Right now, I guess you're kind of in like strategy on how to optimize using social media and live streaming. Yes. Right? And before the technology part. Before
the technology part. It is high level. It was written for pastors. So if you're a pastor, you should be able to understand it, getting into some of the more techie stuff by the end. But at least if you got through half of this book and then had the end chapters, by the way, is a glossary, which Tess helped me create. Thank you, Tess.
Question its accuracy. Just kidding. Just kidding.
But I proofread it. There were some things where I was like, Tess, that's not what that means.
But, I did my best.
But there's a complete glossary as well, because I know that for churches and for pastors, sometimes this stuff feels like it's a different language, and I get it, and I've heard that so many times.
Yeah.
So the glossary there, getting through at least half the book, will get you kind of understanding what your church's media team is saying, what the type of things you're going to find on Facebook and YouTube, and just familiarize yourself with this modern process.
It's really cool to add to my resume because now I'm in 2 books.
Yeah, so you're now in 2 books.
Not a big deal or anything.
Then the next chapter is just what should a complete newbie know? And this goes over everything from building a system to selecting gear to learning about video switchers, some graphs on kind of different live streaming software from Wirecast to vMix to OBS, the TriCaster, selecting cameras, how to understand kind of resolutions and bit rates, and we have all of the different resolutions and bit rates here. Understanding streaming multiple destinations, a step-by-step guide. And then something that's really important, and we talked about this last Friday with Practical Worship, Dave's Dolphin. Dave's Dolphin.
Dave and his dolphin.
Practical Worship's Dave Dolphin, about copyright licensing for churches and for
Tough
Christian
topic.
music. So refer to that, but this is actually just a couple paragraphs, couple pages to get you on board with being legal when you're streaming your Christian music. Some examples of privacy and consideration. So how to let people know, in your church that you will be video recording.
Yeah.
And that's an example of my hometown church here at Westchester.
I like that you have really applicable real-world examples That's definitely a good thing to have, to see how other houses of worship are actually implementing the equipment that you're discussing and the tactics that you're discussing as well.
Yeah, and going along with that, a little bit later, you'll see that we have a whole chapter dedicated to the Olivet United Methodist Church in Coatesville, which I believe Melissa's actually a member
That's
of.
where we found her from.
That's where we found her. So everything in
shout
this
out
book
to them.
kind of just becomes part of life. It's really funny. Some tips on Facebook Live, which actually there you are, Tess. A lot of this actually came from your work, from your blog posting. This is a great tip, and we actually have a video about it, but the church check-in tip.
Well, that was help from Tom Sinclair as well. That was a really great tip that he inspired us with. So thank you for that, Tom.
So you can learn a little bit about how to kind of prompt your members to check into your church, and then their entire family and their network online will see that they're at church. And it's really just a great way to promote the fact that you're live streaming, because just imagine someone from your church checks in. Then the person says, oh, look, my friend's at this church. Let me see what's going on there. Oh, there's a live video. This is happening right now, and it's just a great gateway.
Absolutely, for sure.
Now, the next chapter is something that every church can attest to, is that a lot of churches work with volunteers. So, and I got so many great, many from our audience, our live viewers, tips for working with volunteers, whether it be, scheduling meetings and meeting outside of just Sundays, reaching out for advice. And I put together a whole chapter on, Glenn got his printed book. Thank you, Glenn.
You rock.
You are the best. I'm so happy that you were able to get that. I really think that people are going to enjoy it.
Whenever we see you at a trade show, bring it so Paul can write a little note.
Please do.
When Paul's rich and famous one day, it'll be worth money.
You're too kind, Tess. Chapter 7 is audiovisual technology basics. So again, we're just going over what different cables, different software, cable limitations from Cat5 to HDMI to SDI, capture cards, video distribution, control software, PowerPoint, easy worship, all that stuff. I mentioned the real-life case study. So now we've gotten about halfway through the book. Let's apply some of the knowledge to a real case study. So here's the case study, goes through all of that, and that's a great little church not far from here. Then, thank you to all my friends. I want to do a shout out here. These are tips from friends. So I went out and I took a lot of people that are in the industry. I said, just give me your tips for churches. And is it okay if I publish it in my book? And streamingchurch.tv.
So if you don't trust Paul, at least you'll get some portion that's from other sources.
This really did actually kind of round out, because it's not all from me. Jason Jenkins from the DVE store. We have Brooks Willig from Western Audio Works. And then we also have Christopher M. Chinney. Finally, where things get a little bit more difficult, but for those of you that are in the church media tech or maybe a volunteer can really benefit from. And I actually read a book that Melissa actually asked me to get, which was Mixing for God. Mixing for God by Dr. Barry Hill. And this is where I'm not an audio engineer. Melissa actually is. But I was able to read that book, summarize it. And it starts with tuning your cameras, okay? Color matching your cameras, setting them to manual settings, understanding the 180-degree shutter rule, matching up the color temperatures with your lighting, using a color correction software, using a vector scope, a waveform monitor, doing all of that, and you've got your video hopefully looking really well. Really good. Then it goes into the audio mixing. And I say in here, look, I'm not a specialist, but let's dig into what people are saying we should do here. Here's a chart of all the different instruments that you might hear from a frequency level. We talk about Dr. Barry Hill and kind of his volunteer's guide to church sound. A great way to, if your church has one of these giant audio mixers and no one there knows how to use it, set all the dials back to 12. We have to tune this thing. Somebody has left us and no one knows what state it's in. That's all way too common, unfortunately. But it explains, the difference of, what a parametric equalizer is, tips for EQing, putting words to different equalization ranges so you can kind of understand how you're shaping the sound, and then leaves you by saying, look, if you want to dig more into audio, then definitely look into Mixing for God. Thank you, Ryan. I hope that you enjoy it. This is the chapter here that I spent the most time on. I went back to this chapter over months and months writing this, and I'm sure that my lead engineer would read it and be like, Paul, you need to change some of this stuff. So I tried to make sure that I didn't make any mistakes, obviously, writing this chapter, but it's the basics of IP networking. And the thing with the NewTek NDI and IP streaming and networking is it can save you a lot of money. It can create amazing things from video production, but most people just simply don't understand it, right? That's the number one roadblock. So right here, we go over what a network is, IP addresses. We go over a basic kind of example church network with all the different IP addresses, what a router is, a network switch. We give everything. Oh, yes.
That was funny, Dan.
Kindle.
He said maybe Paul will sign the screen of my Kindle, and I thought that was hilarious.
I'm going to get a telestrator for that. We go over different network types. We go over NDI and the different types of NDI example. We use the NewTek NDI as our example because it really does have all the tools for a church to get started. The way that your computer interacts on the network from upload and download speeds. Then this is where I wasn't going to include this, but then I rethought it and I was like, I have to include this. This is incredibly advanced. This is multicast. How does a multicast network get set up? What does it do? Really quickly, you could have any of your live streaming computers, any of your cameras on your network be available to any other computer.
That would be good for the e-gaming guy.
It would be great for e-gaming, which we're going to show off soon. But also, and I don't know if his network switch is multicast enabled, but it also allows churches, for example, to have one live stream in English and then maybe another live stream in Spanish.
Yes, that's excellent.
So there's a lot of different things that you can do with that, but I had to include it. And then everything, now some of this actually did come from some of the work that we've done previously, from blog posts and things of that nature. But it also includes a complete free course on the NewTek NDI, which I'm also going to have to update at some point.
Everything's always changing too. So how would somebody purchase this in Mexico? It's just on Amazon, right?
It's on Amazon. Now, I don't know if you can get the paperback in Mexico, but you can definitely get the Kindle version.
For free right now for the next 3 days. This is a total QVC infomercial right now. Yeah. But it is free for the next 3 days. So if you want to download the copy, and you don't need a Kindle actually to download the ebook version. So make sure you head to Amazon, search the title, which is Helping Your Church Live Stream.
Now, the next portion is a guest chapter from Tyler Andrews, who I can't wait to have on the show, all about power over Ethernet. He had some really funny commentary in here. But if you can understand power over Ethernet, you can understand how to not need an electrician to install power for your cameras.
How to not need a power source.
I felt like it really flowed well from, here's how you do IP networking. Here's how you use that IP network to power devices. So if you're not excited by that point, we finally end on why your church needs a podcast and what's next. And this is all included with the free course, the glossary of terms, and
about the author.
About the author and all the references from everyone that I quoted throughout the book.
Excellent, so guys.
I hope that all of that work helps somebody out there. If it does, if you enjoy it, leave a review on Amazon so more people can find it.
Yeah.
We could have just done a free ebook download, but I think that leveraging Amazon's distribution network is going to get this out to the most people.
Absolutely. So if you do grab that free ebook download, just be sure to leave us a review when you're done so that we can share that love and appreciation, and whether you loved it or not. Hopefully you love it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this webinar. Now we're going to go over to the podcasting studio. Before we do, for those of you watching, I just want to show you one cool little thing that I designed over the weekend. I'm really excited about it. The number one issue with our studio, okay, I can't imagine how many other studios, is that there's an audio sync issue. What's Drake saying?
Drake, this is awesome. He says, by the way, thanks to many of the things that I've learned from you, I got offered a job as a Saturday streaming engineer for this Twitch channel, Encounter Roleplay.
I'm so happy for you.
Congratulations.
Check that out. Congratulations. We would love to interview you about that and learn some more. So really quickly, I want to show this, and this is something that anybody can use. And, excuse me, I am so excited about this. It's going to be in the OBS course, but get over there. All right, here we go. This is something I'm making for
Yelling
free,
at your
available
files.
for free. What this is a audio sync testing tool so that you can basically, there's a click every time it hits 0, and you can record this with your OBS system, with your vMix system, your Wirecast system, and you can determine how much in milliseconds, in 1,000th of a second, how much latency you need to either add or remove from the delay on your audio. You should notice that our audio is really tight right now, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It used to be 100 milliseconds off. I notice it. A lot of people don't. I don't think you ever really noticed it that much. But if you're really thinking about it, you can hear it. We've got it tweaked now, and you guys know it. Everyone's heard it. Our podcasting studio was way off. And now you're about to go to the podcast with us. Please come with the podcast with us, because just for a little bit to hear, we should have that audio synced up
and meet Melissa
and tuned, and you get to meet Melissa.
We'll see you guys over there. Thank you so much. Don't forget to grab the book, Helping Your Church live stream.
Bye, everybody. That should be Michael. And then just one more. Oh, yeah, this one. We want this one. The what? Yeah, I did. That's funny. All right, testing 1, 2, 3.
Testy.
So I'm kind of moving away from you a little bit and putting my microphone this way. Can you put your microphone like that way? Because yours was picking mine up for some reason. Yeah, just a little bit that way.
Jeez, I didn't realize I smell that bad.
All right, and then I just need a shot from Melissa. Let's see here.
Now introducing Melissa. Did I spell
Ta-da!
Melissa the right way? Excuse me.
Huh?
Did I spell Melissa the right way?
MELISSA.
Yep.
Yeah, you're fine.
All right, cool. That's your shot.
I
from
wanted to make
Melissa.
sure.
Boom. Okay, so we should be good. So then we got Paul, Tess, Mike, and then.
We're going to need a new button for our keys, Dan. We're going to need a Melissa button.
That's okay.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Now, Melissa has convinced me that we are going to get rid of these
booms.
These booms.
Hey, Larry on Twitch. Thank you for telling me you're on Twitch. I want everybody who's watching from Twitch to say hi so I know who's here.
Right, there we go.
So I can talk to you.
So we are going to get rid of these booms at some point. So that'll change the game a little bit.
Boom shakalaka.
It's so you guys can. So
Thank
like,
you, PA
can
Pence.
sit comfortably.
Melissa, you got to get on that mic a little bit.
It's fine.
You're the one who EQ'd
Hey,
it,
Chad.
so-
Hey, David.
Oh, look at
David
that.
says, welcome, Melissa. You will notice Paul sounds off mic. The gang has my email. Shoot me one and I will give you some hints.
Ooh, okay.
Hmm.
So
Hey, Dan.
yeah, we did some last minute.
Yeah.
We are going to
tuning.
need something to make this shot wide enough to show everyone.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Kyle. Hey, Anthony.
I guess we might need to move
Hey,
it
Petra.
over now because we never designed it for. Just move it a little.
Oh, I always get
Just
confused.
point that camera.
Is
over a
that
little bit.
Petra or is it
Yeah.
Jim?
No, the other way.
Tech in the
So that
city.
you can be seen.
Because Petra's is tech condo. You're tech in the city. I always get
Okay.
confused
All
between
right, that's
you.
fine. Now watch.
But you said
this.
aloha. So
All right,
that would mean that it's
now-
Jim. Knew it. Didn't know it at first. Now I know it. Selling the booms. Are we selling the booms?
You're gonna. Yeah, we are signing the boots. Can you just?
We're selling them?
Yeah. Can you just level it a little bit
Didn't know that.
and then just go over a little more? We might not be able to see Mike. The other way. There. I know it's It is what it is. There you go. Okay.
Yay, Penn says hi, Melissa.
Hi, people.
Melissa's in the house.
Oh no.
Who's going to NAB Vegas? We are looking for interviewees. So if you or somebody
Fun.
you would know would like to be interviewed at NAB, we could get in touch and see if that's a good fit. Let us know your suggestions of people that you'd like to see interviewed. We'll have all the regulars, all of our friends that you've seen in the past, most likely, so long as they'll still have us.
So yeah, we're making a lot of,
Hey, Drake.
of changes over here.
Yeah.
Just double checking everything, but yeah. So let us know. We're up for criticism right now because we made a lot of changes. We put on some noise gates over the past couple weeks. We've had some issues with Tess's mic picking up mine. Essentially, I think there was an echo.
More like Tessa's mic's picking up your voice.
Yes. Well, Melissa's here to straighten all that out. So, well, hopefully Melissa will save the day.
Hopefully.
So it's her first day, so
I
don't
just
be
need
too
a
hard on her.
Superman shirt.
Where's your Superman shirt? You didn't bring one?
No.
Superman is the greatest
think we have
superhero.
to-
I only have Batman though.
Oh, that'll work.
There's nothing wrong with
That'll
that.
work. Yeah.
That'll work.
All right,
Where's
so
Mike?
two
There's me.
camera magic here. Close ups for everybody. All right, you guys ready to start?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Oh, I guess I gotta hit record, huh?
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Here we go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the StreamGeeks podcast. Today's episode is dedicated to my new book.
Woohoo! Helping your church live stream on Amazon now.
Welcome to the Post Show Podcast with your hosts, Paul Richards, Tess Protesto, and Michael Luttermoser. Let's talk shop.
Uh-oh, we gotta change the intro to
Yeah.
Melissa.
Oh.
Guys, we have a new Stream Geek in the house, Melissa
Woohoo!
McCormick.
Woohoo!
Welcome.
Woohoo! Welcome, girl.
Thanks.
I already see that. We need to redo our lighting structure because there's a gigantic light right in Melissa's face.
It's fine.
But we'll work on that. The whole point of Stream Geeks, really, over the years, has been to make every mistake in the book and tell everybody about it.
And humiliate ourselves on a daily basis.
That's right.
Now, one of the fun parts about what we're doing and where we are today is that now we're starting to work on some of the finer details. It used to be that it was like, all right, guys, like it's Paul and Tess with like 5 cameras on them, just automatically switching from one to the next with no rhyme or reason, no lighting, no nothing. We've talked about that. Anyway, we've come quite a long way since then. And now here we are with our first audio engineer intern in the house.
Yay!
So that one of the biggest things that before like Melissa just got here, before we get into the book and everything, I was like, Melissa, we gotta fix this audio sync issue. And
Yeah.
I gotta ask you guys on the live stream if it's still going. Here we go. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. Thanks for bearing with
Of
us.
course, you podcast listeners won't be able to help us with that.
Yes, but
Yeah.
thank you for bearing with us, podcast listeners, because no one knew on the podcast, which is great, but everyone watching live was like,
supposed to-
"That's sync
supposed to
issue."
hand-
It's just
Hand it to
driving me nuts.
Paul.
You guys were saying-
Okay,
Yeah.
so today's topic is of the book release. I worked on it for, it was a collection of about a year's worth of work. And it's so funny because the book ties in Melissa in a way, because her hometown church, the United Olivet Methodist Church, is featured in the book, and that's actually how we met you.
Yeah, more like my mom met Margaret from
Yes.
Haverford and then kind of networked there.
Mhm.
So, and then I got placed. here.
Mom looking out.
Yeah,
Good work, Mom.
Yeah.
So
You can go home and tell her that
secretary,
she was
that's fine.
highlighted on the podcast.
Yeah, she's probably watching this.
Oh,
Aw.
don't be shy, Mom. Say hi.
yeah,
My mom and dad did it too when I first started.
you won't be the first mom watching the show.
No.
Yeah.
But heck, I mean, so it's great. So I wrote this book. It's available on Kindle right now for free. So Amazon every 30 or 60 days allows you to give it away for free for 5 days. I could have just done like an ebook and just made it free, But I really wanted, I do believe in Amazon's distribution platform.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to say that it's the #1 new release in Christian pastoral resources.
It is.
And the #1 new, it was at one point, these change every day. Like right now, like if we got a lot of sales, then
Still.
you're #1. And I was #1 in religious, I think it was just like religious books. Yeah.
What?
Awesome.
New York
What?
Times bestseller.
Yeah.
That's
What?
It's a long
Amazon
way
Times bestseller
from
over
New York
here.
Times bestseller. These are what I'm talking about is the new release section.
Yes.
Meaning it, and I released the book strategically January 1st, 2019. I waited. It's a tech book. You don't want to be like reading something from 2018.
No.
And speaking of updating stuff, so the book, I've always had a course called Helping Your Church Livestream on Udemy since 2015, for 4 years. And there's over 3,000 churches that are in that course that have taken that course. And I designed it 3 years ago. So it needed to be updated anyway. So I went the extra mile and wrote a book with it. And so every chapter has a unit in the curriculum. Michael helped me record them, you remember.
Mm-hmm.
And so every chapter has a portion of the book that we go through it step by step together with references and resources, so that someone who knows nothing about live streaming, a church, could do that. And then throughout that process, I realized, wow, a lot of churches are using OBS. I also have a course on OBS, but it is, again, 2 years old. So that course we're going to be updating this week. And then for those churches and video production experts that want to go the super extra mile, I also am going to be eventually updating the IP networking course on the New Tech NDI, so that for 2019, we can just call ourselves up to date.
Woo.
Awesome.
All right.
And they needed to be updated, so
Yeah, they really
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
it's good.
Updates are good.
Updates are certainly good.
So with all of that, we had a podcast about this last Monday, but it's 2019. And here we are with a studio in place, podcast studio, live streaming studio,
Growing our team.
growing the team. So let's just, I think I'd like to just reel back. So you guys know what the book is. It's for free. You can go to churchstreamers.com and get the first 3. Oh, Tom's saying there's a good sync. We did it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
high five. All right. So Melissa, can we just, so churchstreamers.com, you can get the free 3 chapters. You can get the book for free today if you're listening to this podcast on Monday, the 14th of January.
Yeah.
Tuesday, the 16th, and then Wednesday, the 17th. It will all be free of 2019 in January. Other than that, hit me up if you really want it for free, and I'll send it to you. Anyway,
We're definitely going to bring some hard copies to NAB
we'll have hard copies with
for our
us.
ride or dies.
And you can pick up the hard copy paperback for $9.99. So we got the book out of the way. I hope you guys enjoy it. We just did a whole live stream about it where it tells you how it talks about churches. You can learn about how to do digital donations. I think the #1 way that churches can increase their online giving is through something like Facebook and YouTube, especially first-time giving.
Super chatter.
So we went over all of the digital donation stuff, everything in that book. But I think it's going to be more fun for our audience and our podcast listeners. I'd love to just outline your first day, Melissa, because you came in
Which first day?
today. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Oh.
What was your first day?
First day would be Castle Bam.
What a way to
First
start.
day.
So the first day for Melissa was live streaming a rock concert. That was Michael's idea. Michael was like, let's throw her in with the Sharks and just see if she can swim.
He did not
Nice,
say
Mike.
that.
I don't think I said that at all.
There's no way.
I survived. I'm so
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Tessa's
yeah.
idea.
everyone that day did a great job.
Deflector over here.
All right, it was my idea. It was my idea because I basically was feeling you out. I was like, all right, she's an audio engineer. All right, I was like telling her that we're live streaming this giant concert tomorrow. Oh yeah, what for? It's this guy named Bam Margera. Oh, I'm a big fan. And then just like thinking like to Michael and Tessa, like, guys, I think she wants to come to this rock concert and help us live stream it. So that was her
Duh.
first day.
Who wouldn't?
No, that's not the first day I'm talking about. I'm talking about your first day here in the office
Oh, so today.
today. So you
Pressure
came
is
in.
on.
How
Poor girl.
poorly was the let's talk about the studio first.
Oh no.
It was pretty bad. I mean, I asked her to listen to it. I was like, Melissa, I knew you were coming in, so I listened to it, and the best way I can explain it is that it sounds tinny.
Yeah, it did.
How bad? What did it sound like to you? You went to school for this.
You kind of almost take like a pencil and you just like tap it against like a tin can or like just a hollow tin tube, and it just like pings.
Trying to picture that.
You can't really. It's very hard to picture it. It's
Yeah.
very, very hard to picture it and hear what it's supposed to sound.
Mhm.
But like, it just sounds tingy. That's all I can really explain it as.
Yeah, that's the best way I could explain it too. Like it's almost like it's not like there's an echo, but like it's just like it doesn't sound like it sounds not even hollow is not even
It's
the right word.
narrow.
Yeah, it's narrow.
It was narrow. Big thing with audio, it's just like a lot of people don't understand it. So like when they're saying like, yeah, I'm getting this weird sound coming out. Okay, describe the sound. Like describe it. Describe it how to us.
And it's like, how do you describe sound? I don't know.
Like, figure out how to describe a sound, and then if you have an audio engineer friend or something like that, they will probably be able to figure out where that tinging is coming from because we're trained to listen for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that tinging, I already knew like where in general area of where that ting is coming from. Like I was hearing tings from cameras,
Usual suspects.
cameras,
Put
lights,
your hands in the air.
like lights, cameras, microphones. They have a hum to them and everything like that. So it's very tricky, but you really got to listen for them.
And I know, like from my days, like playing guitar and trying to learn a song by guitar, and it literally feels like your ears are bleeding. Like you can only do it if you've never done it before. Like literally, a good teacher will tell you do it for 5 minutes and then stop because you like have to train your brain and your ears and everything.
Yeah.
And then do it for 10 minutes and then do it for 15, and then
It's just like tasting wines. It's like they all. If
it's
you
an
don't take a
acquired
break,
taste.
it all tastes the
Yeah.
same.
Kind of think of a ting, kind of like you said about a guitar string. If you take the highest string and you just like ting it, just open, or just like tinging on a certain note, it tings.
That's sort of what it sounds like.
It
Yeah.
tings. It doesn't.
So
it tings.
So that's what you kind of walked into. So there were two issues. One is there was an audio sync issue. It wasn't horrible, but you knew it was there, and I knew it was there. Tess didn't even notice it.
I knew it was there before I even came in here.
To fix it, I was doing a negative delay.
Yeah.
And then it turns out to fix it, we actually had to add 100 milliseconds of delay.
Because you have to think about it, like
Gem.
yeah, sound travels faster than
Yes,
cameras.
that was the issue. That was the thought.
So
yeah.
like with the sound, you have to
Down a little bit.
Am I too loud?
Apparently, you're too quiet.
I'm too quiet.
you have to back the.
That's what I'm hearing in the chat.
You have to back the sound slower. You have to make it slower to make it sync with your cameras.
Mm-hmm.
And as you guys can tell from the live stream and here, it's a lot better. So you actually can see us, like our motions of counting back from 5 is going with us and not going like 5, 4, 3. Yeah.
So you came into the studio, you were like, wow, the sound is tinny, and I agree with you, it is. And to fix it, we did a mixture of EQ.
Yeah.
We also did and then last minute, I messed you up with this podcast. We will talk about that next. I was like, well, wait a second, we need to do some gating and stuff, and it was like 5 minutes before the show, so we didn't have enough time to do everything. But you probably, if you listen to the live stream, sounded a lot better. There was some EQing, there was some attenuation, live attenuation going on.
Gonna have to Google that word.
Yeah.
That's a
Google it.
fun one.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to explain what that is?
It just makes something go down, kind of.
The reduction of the force, effect, or value of
Yes.
something.
Yeah. So all of our microphones now are not being boosted anymore. They're not being boosted. So now they're just flatline. So now all of the built-in plugins that we have made it attenuate even more. So now you can actually clearly hear us, and you probably can't really hear the outside right now because the noise suppression and like the compressors get rid of that. Noise gates get rid of that. It was very tricky in here.
And
It was
we
very tricky.
right now with where we are right now, I think it still has a lot where to go.
And they're saying Melissa's quiet too.
Yeah.
Can you turn up the gates on actually all?
Hey, Paul,
four
really
channels?
quick, I want
Or
to
turn those up.
I want to address something while we're on the podcast and live as well, in case anybody else runs into this issue. Our friend Tom on YouTube is saying that the Kindle free version is saying that it requires an Amazon Kindle Unlimited account. Let me test it myself.
Technically, there should be 2 buy buttons. So Amazon Unlimited will be available forever. So if you have Amazon Unlimited, you can have the book for free anytime, forever. But if you look at the Kindle version right now, and so don't look at paperback, go to Kindle. See where it says buy with 1 click? It's $0. So don't hit the read for free, because that would require Kindle Unlimited. Just buy. Why don't you just go ahead and do it? Buy now for 1 click, and then it's $0. So boom, you've purchased.
Okay, so on the right side where you typically see the pricing and purchase information, after you click the Kindle version, you will see the Kindle Unlimited, and right underneath the 1 click.
Yeah,
the 1 click.
I'm actually glad we're doing this now. So right now it's really a test. Like, so you should probably be playing with the trims now that you've EQ'd it and we set that. You should be playing with those trims and looking at our audio levels and just trying to get them all to match.
Yeah. Sorry for my arm in the way.
Yeah.
Because the digital mixer's right here, right in front of me, right here. So
let me see if I can show that.
But then where do I get it?
You have to. So basically, you just have to log into. Let's show the mixer. You have to log into your Kindle. So
right here.
Kindle now has. That's as far as it goes down.
That's
Kindle now has iOS and Android apps, so you have to get the Kindle app.
Okay, there you go.
And the Kindle app's great. Like, it also includes. I went through the entire book and did what's called a digital X-ray. And a digital X-ray, they're like, all right, well, you said the word live streaming 105 times. Would you like to include a descriptor? So power over Ethernet. You want to do a descriptor. So if you hover over the word power over Ethernet, a little thing will pop up and be like, power over Ethernet is the ability to deliver power over an Ethernet cable.
That's really nice.
So the whole book on Kindle has an X-ray as well.
It's like gems on
That's
gems.
awesome.
So it's
gems
pretty
on
cool.
gems.
So basically the first thing I was like, Melissa, I know there's a sync issue and I got to figure this crap out. So, and I had just this weekend designed a audiovisual sync test video, which I'm really proud of. We're going to be releasing it soon.
Where is that going to be available? We got that question earlier from Dan.
Everybody already wants it. All right. That will be available tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
So
Woo.
I don't want to release it without a video
Mhm.
and a guide on how to use it. But me and Melissa today used it successfully.
After
And
7
Wonderful.
tries.
Well, here's the thing with it is that it will take 7 tries.
Yeah.
And that's why I have to explain that. So basically you look at it, and I think maybe if we could read the numbers better, we might be able to do it with less tries. But you basically, what happens is you look at the results and you're like, all right, it's negative 200 delay, 200 milliseconds. So you have to add 200 milliseconds to your audio to match the video. And then with this tool, you should be able to reduce the amount of times. We were just testing.
Yeah.
You should be able to, within 2 or 3 tries, what you do is, all right, you adjust your audio and you test again, and then you pull it into Premiere or video editing software and you look at it and you go, oh, look, I'm only off by 20 milliseconds now. And then you adjust again.
Yeah.
And then, oh, look, I'm only off by 5 milliseconds. All right, well, that's nothing. Let's just leave it,
See, I really wish I had something like that during school, because I used outboard gear. So all delay, boxes and racks and all this different stuff. So we had a trial and
Just do it.
error all
Trial and
day.
error. That's
And
hilarious.
And normally we would do only 0.07 seconds of a delay and it would work.
Mhm.
But with this, with video, it's totally different. So you really got to slow the sounds down. You got to really slow the sound down to make it work.
Yeah, no, it's so true. And
The light in Mike's face.
He's an angel.
so we set up the syncs. So the podcast had notoriously had a horrible sync. And that Tom Strand in the chat saying, you fixed
Yeah.
the sync. Thank goodness, because
Yeah.
that was driving me nuts. So we
Drove
fixed
me
the
nuts,
sync.
too.
It was driving me nuts. And so we're in the studio. It was tinny. You fixed the tinniness.
Mhm.
Tess also, her voice How did you describe her voice?
Oh, here we go. Here
Tess
we go.
actually said it. Tess said it, not me. She sounds nasally.
Thank you. Thank
said it.
you. There it is. There it is. Just a little nasally Tess over here.
Hey, you said it.
I did.
I didn't.
Fair enough.
I wasn't.
We
We
talked
need-
about a lot of noses before
We're-
the show today.
I mean, yeah.
We're not
I got
trying
thin
to
nostrils.
like
got
you
thin
know,
It's not to be
nostrils.
mean.
We're not
It's
trying
not
to be
to.
mean.
I'm not alone in this.
Yeah, Paul's nasally too.
I'm
Thank
nasally too. Yeah, and
you.
I'm congested all the time.
Well, so am I. I'm nasally
So-
too.
Not just me.
Mike's a little nasally, but he's not too bad.
What? Oh
Yeah,
my
we're
god,
all, like,
everybody's nasally.
Welcome to the Nasal Club, folks. The Nasal Club podcast.
It's not that bad.
That's a good name.
Nasally podcast. Okay. But with it, that's okay. Brought to you by
Gosh, we would never get hired by like
I know, right?
I don't know.
Nasally Podcast.
So you come in here and you're like, wow, there's a bunch of nasally people trying to use
wrong with
microphones,
this?
and you use the de-esser, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And Tess really needed a specific preset to get that nasaliness out of there.
In there's inboard gear inside of VMix, I believe. Yes.
Yeah.
Has a de-esser plugin. This de-esser basically changes
Paul needs a DBSer.
basically changes how she sounds just roughly. It just gets rid of that like nasalness.
Gives me that soft, sultry voice.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness. But with it, she had to have a specific one because what was it? It was female,
Like a
yes, or
wide?
wide or
Yeah.
something.
We need to apply a wide band of
A wide band de-esser
of
because
de-essing.
her voice goes up and down and up and down and in the middle.
It does.
It never stays the same.
I always go.
Yeah. It never stays the same. So
Mhm.
like you have to compromise for that and compensate for it. If you can tell, hopefully, if Paul's a little bit louder, you could probably tell there's a little bit more low end in his voice.
Yeah, if you notice, thank you for that. She's making me nice with a nice deep manly
He's
voice.
so
which
manly.
not-
I'm so
not-
happy about.
I wanted to make it.
That's Michael.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure it sounded natural as possible, but because in real life his voice is a little lower than what he sounds like on microphones.
Okay.
So like just
Really?
bringing it down. Yeah.
Well, see, that's actually in the book. What I read is that if you really want to this would be like preaching to the choir here, but if you really want to tune a mixer, you have to listen to every little thing in real life, then go out to every little input and go, all right, well the microphone's not doing justice to the violin,
No.
and that's what those equalization knobs are for, like tuning it to real life.
That's what we're trained to do. Because all microphones sound different, so you have to tune to each microphone. With it, it's very tricky because some microphones are brighter, some are duller, some just suck. So
I
you
wish
have to
I-
compensate for it.
I just don't have the ear for it.
It's very
Yeah,
tricky because not
it's
a lot of
hard.
people will
It's
hear
hard.
it.
Mm-hmm.
In a broadband, either between 7 band or 12 band, there's different bands. So I was working with in this setting, just in general, I was working with 4K to 16K, just between that, and that gets rid of light sounds, between 60 to 200 hertz. That's where the lights hum, all this different stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
Taking it all in.
Yeah, it's rough. Your ears just got to train to it, and sometimes people can't physically hear it. They can't physically hear it,
Like
16,
the mosquito thing.
or dog whistles.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Not a lot of people can hear dog whistles, and that's
Yeah.
up in the 16K range. Most people lose their hearing by 17 to 20K,
Mm-hmm.
and I can go to 17, and then I lose all of it. I can't hear anything higher than that.
Yeah, I think my
personally.
husband's up there by
Yeah.
the 17, 18.
Yeah. I can
That's a
I can
joke.
hear
Nobody
lower
thought it
than
was funny.
I can hear lower than 60 hertz. I can hear lower than 60 hertz, but I can't go higher than 17K. It's very tough.
That would be interesting to test one another. Maybe
It's a
one
gem.
time
Yeah.
we'll
Such a
test the
gem.
audience on what they can and can't hear.
There's a
Oh,
video.
ourselves.
that's a good one.
There's a
Yeah.
video. Probably viewers have seen it already, videos out on Facebook or YouTube of testing your hearing.
Mm-hmm.
And
I want to
it
do
would
that after
start
this.
3 seconds, and then all of a sudden you won't start hearing it until like 15 seconds in, and you're just like, wow, my ears suck.
Yeah.
So there's still a lot of work to be done. Like, so this is the first time that Melissa went in and EQ'd it, but now you have to listen to it on Facebook. You have to listen to it
after the
on
show and
YouTube.
see.
You have to
Facebook,
listen to
YouTube.
the audio version, and then the podcast version, because that's all compressed. Like, that's all compressed and streamed. So it's going to be an interesting wild ride, because it's going to be like, all right, well, you know, if we're using a lot of compression here, and then you have to imagine the whole video and audio streams being compressed. So maybe it may sound a little over processed, even like right here in our studio before it's streamed and compressed might sound great. But remember that the entire package is being compressed and streamed.
Yep.
That's the end deliverable. So that's what we have to kind of think about, is like the end deliverable. Even if it sounds great here, we might have to go a little light on the compression. And it reminded me of something that I was thinking about.
Normalization
earlier,
can help too. If it's like
but we
too
can't
low.
do that live.
Yeah, I know.
I don't believe you can normalize anything live.
I might have to do some research on that.
If you
might
can,
be able to.
then that would be awesome.
You might be able to.
If we can, then that would be freaking sweet. I know you can do an attenuation live, which will help.
Yeah.
So it's all a work in progress, and we're totally working on making the audio better.
Hopefully it sounds good right now. Hopefully it sounds okay.
Yeah, I think it's sounding really good. I just think that like listening, you know, after the fact you're gonna be like, wow, okay. Once it's
Let's
compressed
fix this
and
again.
streamed,
Yeah.
there's gonna be a lot more
Yeah.
homework to do, which is fine.
Works for
So
me.
that was your first day. We used the new audio testing tool, which some of you guys saw on the live stream. That came in clutch. So all of our audio sync issues are done. Can I get a clap? Yay. Oh, the real clap. Yes. No, but I'm really excited about that, because it's like we're here trying to help people like learn how to live stream, and like we have like a half a second delay on our audio. It's like, what's going on?
Melissa, you've done a great job.
Thank
Thank
great
you,
job.
and we're excited to
Great
have you
first day.
here.
Yeah. Also, one side note. Also, Paul mentioned it in the live stream, in the live show. With his book, he also read my professor's book.
Yeah.
Dr. Barry R. Hill. He talked about that in the live show. He's at my college, and I learned about it, and I gave him a little plug about it when I first met him, saying, hey, if you want to get to know more, here's a book. So he actually uses it. So you can find all of Barry Hill's books on Amazon.
Yes. Mixing for God is the one that I
And,
was
and what's
looking
your college?
Lebanon
Everybody
Valley
listening.
College.
Lebanon Valley College. Very cool. And you've been very brave on the live show. So I think you'll fit in just fine.
your very first live stream. Woo! Tess remembers her first live stream.
Yeah, I try not to. But
I still show it to her once in a while. It's like, remember when you were scared to do a
it's
live
fine.
stream?
I show him his first live show too. And
Mine's a lot worse than yours, I think, to be honest. Anyway, I wonder where Mike's first live stream was.
let's find out.
It was with Tess.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Dotworks.
It was with Dotworks.
That one was actually a little embarrassing. You were just like-
Why? No, we did
No,
fine.
You guys did fine, but Mike, you were a little like, what am I doing on camera right now?
Yes. I was like, what am I doing
He always
here?
says,
You could tell,
just
you could tell that
smile.
you were a little awkward. You
I
were
just,
like you'd ask him something and he would just be like,
yeah.
Well, he didn't know anything yet.
I
So
just
he's
feel
like,
like, yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
but it was just so funny.
I just look at Tess and be like, so anyway,
that sounds
Like,
good.
This
That sounds
is what,
good.
This is what you do if you're like not sure what to say.
you just
You just
smile.
roll with it.
Just keep your mouth shut and just smile.
Just smile and wave.
Exactly, the smile.
So
wave.
don't forget to subscribe and hang out and tune in, because there's like so much. Like we've built it. It's like if you build it, they will come. Like we've built the studio, we built the podcasting studio. We're tuning it now, and like we're redoing these boom arms.
Mm-hmm.
The podcast is going to sound so much better. Melissa's going to go and listen to this, which I know there's like literally if 100% is like a perfect podcast, I still think this is like 60. No offense. I'm not
I'll give
saying-
it a 70.
I think it might be a 70. I don't know. I haven't even listened to like
New girl's
know.
confident.
Who wants to
wow,
give
what
us
what are we gonna sound like when it's 100?
Exactly.
Now, you got to think about it. You got to give it some room to improve.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right, you didn't-
Room to
I'm not
improve.
trying to give you a D on your first day. I'm sorry. I'll be a D minus.
No one
by the way.
one
No,
passes
that's
on their
a C.
first
It's
day.
It's not like
It's a
she
D.
spent hours and hours.
Yeah.
That's a C technically.
it?
70s and above is a C.
Yep.
Yeah, but
That's
we
it.
don't have a curve here.
Yeah, we don't have a curve.
I'm not
here.
curving.
No, 70 to 79 is
Yes.
C.
Yeah.
No.
80 to 89 is B.
I know.
Yes.
And I was
And
suggesting
then
a
90
60.
to 100 is A.
Mhm.
60, that's a D.
That would be
That's
a
a D
minus.
minus.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I
or
was
69.
And then
that's what I
an
was
F is
suggesting.
below that.
I would love to know what the audience has to say. We'll hang out with you guys for a little bit, but yeah, we'll give you a C. We'll give you a C. I'm not trying to rate you. I'm saying that the thing is that here's the thing.
Hold on.
Alright, hold on.
Here. You give him
Yeah,
this.
give me-
Hold
Stop.
on. And
We
then,
have a stop sign
and then,
now.
and then I have this.
So we
Put your
just
hands in the air.
Wait.
slide that to
Yeah,
each
alright,
other
I'm
when
gonna
we're
send
saying inappropriate
alright,
things or
alright.
need to
Here's-
just
No,
stop.
it's okay because I'll be with you. I'll be here for the next like 3
Here-
months.
Here's the thing
So,
about
like,
here's the
You'll
thing
see me
about
more,
the-
hopefully.
Here's the thing about I'm not trying to give you a C. I'm
Oh,
giving
that's
I'm
fine.
giving the
Open this.
podcast a C. And basically what happened was it was an F, okay? She brought us up to a C. You're getting an F, you're getting an F,
No,
and I'm getting an F.
I would like to give us a D minus.
All right, yeah.
You're getting
Yeah,
a
come
D.
on.
You're
Hey,
getting
we
a D.
got it to
Everybody
work.
gets a D.
We got it to work.
Hey, it is working. I mean, I would say if in the studio we were getting a B plus, and now I don't know, but I think we might be at A minus.
Well, once we fix the cameras and everything over here too,
Yeah.
all of it
Yeah,
together should
yeah.
be awesome.
Once the booms go away, it'll make it less cluttered.
And boom goes the
Yeah.
dynamite.
Yes, boom goes to dynamite.
So
Where is that from?
If you're interested in seeing us go
I
from
forget what ours
a
was.
D plus to an A plus.
All right,
pretty
I got
good.
I got 3
We'll
months.
be there.
To do it.
Joe
Let's do
Rogan
it.
will be calling
Give
us up,
We're,
Give us
we're
3
glowing
months.
up around here.
asking for tips.
Give
Yeah.
us 3 months, and the goal is A plus. We'll probably never
Before
get
I
there,
graduate, we can do it.
but
Before I
that's definitely
graduate,
ahead.
we can
Yes,
do it.
girl.
All right, thanks. If you're watching live, give us a rating. Just constructive criticism, please, and we're gonna finish out the podcast.
And
Thank you
don't
so
hate
much,
me.
everybody.
Not possible. Maybe you would like this. It's my sister's selling it.
So one of the main issues with that podcast was that we changed the trim like halfway through, which is fine. I mean, that's what this. See, look at that,
Yeah.
and then
no,
look over
what's
here.
good? What's good about it though is that you don't have. We can normalize the stuff that is quieter.
Better, you think? The whole. Oh, so you just. All right. You want me to just export this whole thing, or what do you want me to do? You want to just play with it and do what you need to do?
Give me the mouse.
Alright.
I want the mouse. All right, so where's the doodad? Let's see. So pretty much what we can do is come over here. Grab this.